Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Brandon Bell. He's the Metcalfe County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. If people are out there and they're maybe looking for a way to diversify their farming operation, or maybe looking for that one crop, and they're interested in pumpkins, would you recommend them to get into it?
Yes, I wouldn't dive in head first because it is a learning experience. I would start small. An acre or two is a good starting point. It's just as easy to grow 2 acres as it is 1. But start at a level that you can handle, and as you learn how to manage this operation, and there is a lot of management to it. You've got to do a lot of scouting, you've got to do a lot of preparation. You've got to learn how to look for diseases and look for problems and how to ultimately solve that problem. So start small and grow as you become more experienced and as you build a customer base.
And I mean, we're in the thick of it right now. You're harvesting pumpkins, people are purchasing pumpkins, but it is not too early to think about it if you want to raise them for next year.
Right, it's never too early because this starts with me. This starts in February when I start to plow ground. So you have a little bit of a break between the end of October and when it's time to start getting the ground ready, but it's never too early to start preparing. Take your soil test. Pumpkins are pretty pH tolerant, but a lot of times if I move into some new ground that I hadn't grown before, I will need some lime. So go ahead, if you're thinking about growing them next year, get those soil tests, try to get that ready for the next growing season.
And probably getting to look at varieties and what might work
Varieties,
best for
order
you.
your seed catalog. Sometimes I've called to order seed and they say, well, we're out of them, and we're out of several varieties. So don't wait too late. Order those seed. If you get them in way ahead of time, put them in the freezer.
Now, Brandon, you guys are working together to put on a field day. If there are people that are interested in raising pumpkins, you're going to kind of give them an overview at this particular field day.
Right. The field day is at Peachtree Farm and Greenhouse, and that is owned by Micah and Kori Thomas. It is at 445 Pea Ridge Road in Scottsville, and we're going to have this field day on September the 25th. And it's going to be more like a Twilight Tour. We're not going to have a whole lot of stops. They have got a few acres of pumpkins. They've got a lot of different varieties. I think they mainly do retail there at their operation. But we're going to start at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And, hopefully it'll be a suitable temperature by 6 o'clock. And we're going to talk about all aspects of pumpkin production. We're going to go from getting your ground ready if you choose to do conventional till instead of no-till. We're going to go from that all the way to harvest. And there's a lot of things in there to talk about. There is how am I going to plant them? How am I going to space them? Fertility, what do they need to grow? Then we're going to talk about insects. We're going to talk about disease. We're going to talk about everything that it takes to maintain that crop throughout the season. And then we're going to get into harvest and transportation, storage. There's just a whole lot to it. Unless you're doing large scale processing pumpkins like Libby's or a place like that, it's hand labor as far as harvesting. You can't harvest something that's going to be put out for decoration with a machine. I have people come to me with all kinds of ideas saying, why don't you use this? Why don't you use that? Well, it's going to scuff them up. So labor is very important. Fortunately, you're harvesting pumpkins in the fall of the year where it's not as hot as it would be harvesting something like a tobacco crop.
Absolutely. Now, Brandon, also I think something that they probably need to think about, and I don't know if you guys will have time to cover it at the field day, is marketing. I mean, if people maybe don't enjoy the interaction with all the direct market customers, then they might look at options like the produce auction. But I'm not for sure, like if you need to research that ahead of time to be able to participate in those, or if you can just show up.
Okay, well, come to the field day, and marketing is something that we do want to cover, because there are several different marketing options, and we will discuss those. Again, that's at Peachtree Farm and Greenhouse. That's 445 Pea Ridge Road in Scottsville, Kentucky, September 25th at 6 p.m.
And can anybody come, Brandon?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if you are in those 5 counties that I named. Anybody can come from anywhere. and there's no fee.
All right, Brandon, we'll certainly appreciate all the information and sharing that with everybody. But if you have questions, make sure to write that down, attend the field day, or if you can't attend the field day, make sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.